There's our new Firewall.
What are you getting into?
I don't know.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's because I started exposing that last night, and it looks like some very shoddy sheet metal work. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike Deschamps, and behind me is a 1974 Super Beetle. I've just pulled the pan out from underneath it, and I'm actually going to start the heater channels today, at least one side, because it's already pretty late in the afternoon, and I don't know how late this is going to go for me.
Here's the story. This is a 1974 Volkswagen Super Beetle. I bought this car 3 months ago. I drove 17 hours to go get it with my dad. I thought it was in much better condition. Got it home, found out it needed some work. We started tearing the car apart and found way more issues than we originally thought.
Beautiful. It's just like everything was going so good. So good. Too good.
Too good.
But it doesn't look pretty. A lot of patches, a lot of
Learning curve, if anything.
But we've continued to stay positive and have fun. We just want to build this car back to showroom condition. In previous videos, we did replace the pans, and we are moving on to the heater channels today.
First things first, I have to finish welding this pan both sides in, because in previous videos I put the pans in, check those videos out, but I never finished welding the pans in. I wanted to make sure they fit good, so I put it underneath the body. Fit pretty darn good. I've now taken the pan out from underneath the body. I'm gonna finish welding it all up, and then I'm gonna turn my attention to the passenger side heater channel. Hopefully it goes good. Never done one before, not really too concerned about it. I've watched a pile of videos, so at the end of the day, if I get it wrong, it's your guys' fault anyways. So now we're just gonna have fun and see how it goes. The car was in relatively good shape when I got it, but the more I take it apart, the more I find surprises. You can see, yeah, somebody's had this car that probably didn't know what they were doing. So we'll see how this goes, but yeah, first things first, I'm gonna grab the welder and jump into welding this pan in. I'm gonna jump around, keep all my welds all over the place, that way I don't make the pan too hot. I don't want to warp it at all, so make sure I jump around a bunch and get it welded solid in place.
My grandfather was down from Nova Scotia, so why not put him to work?
You want to push down on some stuff for me, Papa?
What would you like?
Well, I got the pans welded in solid with some help from my grandfather. My dad was busy tearing into the body to see what problems we were facing.
On the inside, too.
Oh my. Acrobat. So we've started to look at the heater channels, because that's our next actual step, and uncovering a lot of the rust protection and sound deadener that's in the wheel well. Comes with a lot of patch panels that are covering a lot of mysterious stuff. So unfortunately that just means we have to start peeling them up and uncovering it, because there should be a line here, a visible line to tell us kind of where the heater channel is, but you can see, yeah, somebody's had this car that probably didn't know what they were doing.
Like it's under here, right there. See, there's a patch here. Under here, that's a patch. This is a patch. That's a patch.
That's definitely a patch, yeah. But those bottom corners rot out pretty famously. Those right there, that's a pretty famous spot to rot out too. Like there's a massive amount of patches.
There's a few, yep.
I'm just amazed with how you can hide everything under this stuff.
Well, there's a
like,
lot.
look at the driver's side. Do you think that's been patched?
Yep. Like,
it definitely looks like it's been patched.
it's 100% been patched. Well, look.
Oh.
Screwdriver, good. Oh, this is, what is this?
What are you getting into?
I don't know.
Uh-oh. 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 Just don't cut the harness. That's a bit of a, well, it's not.
This won't cut much.
It's only like a, yeah, it's a $300 harness. What is that?
Silicone.
Silicone. Confirmed. Silicone. Just a lot of silicone.
That's what it looks like.
And then they've spread it out in
Looks
their
like
fancy
RTV
little...
silicone. If I had to guess.
Uh-oh, it sounded crunchy. It sounded crunchy. Oh, look at that. Here, move the light.
Oh, no.
Oh, look what you did.
Do we have gloves?
Little rubber ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get you one. In a minute, I just want to see what you're doing. So you're already dirty. You bought nice rags, so just keep going.
No. This stuff doesn't come off your hands.
Why not?
Because it does not.
Well, then why'd you touch it in the beginning? Because now you got it on your hands.
I know, but now I don't want it. I was hoping maybe you'd pass me a rag with some brake cleaner on it or something.
Here, I'm not even going to open it because I can't. I only have one hand. Hand cleaner. Hand cleaner.
This is their
Toupee.
seam sealer toupee.
Free toupee.
Yeah. Oh, toupee.
There you go.
And here's little extra mustard.
Yes.
There's your heater channel.
Right.
There's a patch. Here's a patch.
Oh boy.
Look at this patch.
Here's a patch. There's a patch.
Look at this one here, runs right across and it's
no.
up here.
The more we uncovered, the more problems we were finding.
Oh, that looks fun.
I think we're just gonna cut this. I just have to grind it out.
So do you want me to just start? I'll grab the Sawzall and we'll cut this out right now, and then you can attack the front section, and by the time I'm done welding I should be able to attack the back with you.
You take that thing and smash it off yourself.
All right. Nice. So Joe Blow, whoever owned this car before, not so good patchwork. You think they have a future in auto body?
No, just like me. Look, this is that panel outside.
That's the one that we can see outside.
That's the one we can see outside.
So it's literally rotted right through.
Yep. So now we gotta go clean up the outside.
Cool beans. Disconnect that air hose, will you?
Why?
I don't know. Do you hear it?
No. I gotta do this.
What?
This is another patch.
Which is going to affect. There's supposed to be like a sill plate there.
Yeah.
So how does that? Is it? It probably isn't there anymore.
No, it's not. There's not much else to do. Like the more I keep picking away, the more it keeps going away. I don't know. I'll cut it.
While Dad went air grinder happy, I decided I couldn't talk anymore, so I might as well finish welding the pans in. Now, I would have plug welded this, but as always, the world is changing, and so is the amount of material they give you around the outsides for placing this. We were actually pretty limited on material, so I wasn't able to plug weld this in, but rest assured, these pans aren't coming out. These are known as the heater channels. It's a structural piece of the car, and majority of folks find this to be a very frightening task. It's called the heater channel because it brings heat from the back of the engine all the way along the floor to your feet and the back of the dash.
Front section of the heater channel is off. Finally, it's down, but it doesn't look pretty. A lot of patches, a lot of fun stuff to work on there. Yep. There's patches everywhere up here. So anyways, the front part of the heater channel is dropped. It's right there. And what, you're gonna keep cutting that out? And I'll go to the back and start removing that section of the heater channel that's left there. Okay, are you done with that so I can cut out the back? For a minute? You take a break?
Can I finish this?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Where is it? Dad found a mouse nest in the rear quarter. So as we cut the heater channel off, this was inside in the rear quarter. That's what's left of the passenger side heater channel. So that's the center piece we cut out with the Sawzall, and that's the front and back piece, and that's the mouse nest. Mouse nest was free. Came with the car.
Nothing's free.
So we're in the car right now, and I just wanted to show you guys the damage just to the back end here. This whole corner, we're assuming I gotta peel this back, but all the way up is probably not that great because it doesn't look that great on the other side. That side's a little bit tough as well. And then when it comes to over here, so we had to cut that big chunk out of the wheel well, and the firewall does not look that great. I was gonna repair it, but at the end of the day here, it might be best just to order some new parts. A new firewall, and while I'm at it, I might get these two corners, because on CIP1 they look like they wrap around pretty far, so maybe they'll be nice and then they'll be good for a while. In the passenger side front wheel well, you can kind of see here how bad that firewall is. It's just rotted right away at the ends, so instead of rebuilding the entire ends and spending $200 on new mounts, I'm thinking I'll order a new firewall. But these pieces I'm gonna patch, and then we've already got the heater channel, so we'll have a new, we'll go order some parts.
Alright, so my dad is pretty good with body work, and I'm learning. I'm fairly new to body work, but not new to the mechanical side of things. So I'm learning when it comes to body work, but I don't expect us to rebuild every piece on this car. The odd patch isn't so bad, but when it comes to rebuilding a firewall, that's just a little bit much. So I am going to order the firewall, the two pieces underneath the back seat on each side type thing, and a couple other pieces off CIP1. Right now I've actually got my computer out and I've been finding all the pieces because it takes a minute to find everything. So I've actually found everything, and I've made the order. There's a wiring harness each side here for the rear cross member below back seat. We've got a stainless steel brake line kit, and then the Deschamps front firewall. It wasn't the most expensive firewall, but it wasn't the cheapest either. So, and I know it's Deschamps. So I'm, as far as I know, Deschamps stuff is pretty good. So we're gonna go with that, and we've ordered it, and we just gotta wait for it to get here. So we've made the order, and we're just waiting on it to arrive. That's just how life goes. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. No. Alright guys, it is Saturday morning, and the CIP1 parts just arrived. The new firewall, the two end caps basically underneath the back seat. I don't know what they're, underneath the back seat. And that means we have new firewall, new heater channels, and two new end caps to put in. So we got a lot on our plate today. Dad's on his way over, and we're gonna get started to tackle this.
Did you look at the box of goodies?
What?
Everything that was in there, did you look at it?
No.
The brake line kit I had a bit of a question about, because I think it's missing some of the pieces that technically we need.
It's
2 hours. 2 hours. That's my famous, every time Dad asks me, everything's 2 hours. I started to take the brake lines and stuff off this. They all came off fairly nice. I had to soak a couple. Stainless steel brake line set for the pan so it can look all pretty. Oh, there's our new Firewall. Awesome. Super Beetle Firewall. One of our end caps for underneath the back seat. That's the driver's side. Yeah. Driver's side end cap. And a new wiring harness. Just because the other one looks kind of shitty. What does it look like?
You're on your own with that one.
Yep. It says right on there. It came with the wiring diagram and everything.
You're on your own.
I'm excited.
And it has to have a hole in it.
It doesn't look like you're cutting it that much though, right?
No, in fact, this actually goes up to there.
That's what I mean. So you would take out whatever they've repaired on the top. Maybe. Some of it.
Something is different. What's different?
No, that hump's there. That hump's there. It says right on it, on that little tag, 71 through 79 Super Beetle. Not on that tag, sorry, that one, yes.
This one right here,
Right there. So, not unless they've swapped that, because it is different. Look, there's that little right there, and it's not there.
Mm-hmm. And there's a shelf here, right?
Yep.
Nothing there, look.
But maybe there's supposed to be.
And you could very well be right. Well, what do you want me to do?
We're wiggling. The stands aren't like the best.
What am I supposed to do?
I don't know. I should have got other stands by now.
Go straight across?
Yep.
Look at this one. It's got a hump. See how yours goes straight across? This has got a hump. Straight. Yours comes up. You got an indent
Yep.
from where your pedals are gonna ride. This has got a piece sticking up. It's very much different.
Well, on that sticker right there, it says what? 71 to 79
Yep.
Super Beetle.
It absolutely says it. I agree.
So unless CIP
Screwed up again.
screwed up again,
But
or if the manufacturer, like if that aftermarket part is so different,
how? But
the only thing we can do is I guess make a bend where the pedal goes in.
well, it's going to make a difference to where this sits.
We'll make it match the tunnel.
So look, if you're looking right there, yours is like this. Look at the difference.
That's got a flat plate on top where that bar mounts.
So you've got this much material, 2 inches of material. You don't have 2 inches here. So this isn't going to sit in the same spot anymore.
Well, good thing we still have the pan. But we can make that work. We're in that position now anyways, so we have to kind of make that work. It's not that much different. We can technically, if we have to cut pieces out and weld in some of those spacers you got or whatever, we can make flat pieces in there for the pedal to go. And
Well, we have a welder. We can make anything fit.
yeah,
But
that's kind of my
is it
theory at
correct?
this point.
I don't know.
Well, that sticker says that's the correct one.
I totally agree. I think CIP1 is screwed up again.
So these firewalls are not the same. Of course, every time I order from CIP1, it's just a little bit different than original or whatever part that was on this car. It's just different. So this firewall says it's for a 71 through 79 Super Beetle, but it's just not the same. It's a lot different. Yeah, but we should be able to make it work. In my eyes, we'll see. We'll see. But we've essentially got to expose everything around the edges. Then we can cut this one out and see what we're working with. Dad doesn't think this firewall is gonna work because it's so different, but it does match up to this top hat and the bolts in the top hat, so it is different. I know it's different, but the pedals mount to the pan. This firewall mounts up to that top hat, so as long as we can make this go in the same spot that one's in, everything should work. It says 71 through 79 CIP1. I'm just pointing out on the sticker because it's like, it is very different.
At this point, Dad was done talking and he just wanted to cut the car apart. He's a bit of a weapon when it comes to using that grinder. I think he enjoys it just a little bit too much. He won't even let me touch it. He just wants to cut it apart.
He's having too much fun.
It's somebody else's car.
I can't do it that way. Just 1 second.
Alright, so the old section of the firewall's out, and we exposed a bit of a hole, I guess. It's a good spot for mice to crawl in there.
Nice.
Does that go right underneath the hood?
Yep. I see a blanket in there.
Okay, so there is a blanket right there. Huh. Huh.
Right.
So, what do you think for the outsides?
Ouch.
See what I was talking about with the bracket behind it? It looks like there's a bracket on the backside that mounts flush to the backside of the firewall.
This has become a make-work situation. Every time we touch something, we are noticing something else that needs to be repaired. It's like 1 step forward, 3 steps back.
So you got to dig away all this seam sealer on this side, find out where that bracket is, cut around that bracket, and then I can cut the rest of this firewall out. Oh, look at that. Oh. So,
You pretty much got it.
is this part of the car?
That backside, I would say, is part of the next body panel that goes to like the spare tire holder. This definitely is part of the car itself because it wraps right around here. This is this whole piece.
This.
That's your backside to your next body panel. This is your mount for your body panels. And that's where your heater channel lines up to, and that's like the structural part of the car.
This is.
Yeah, right there.
This part.
That's the backside. So that goes, if you look underneath,
Yeah.
it goes like in a U shape up to the spare tire holder. I would say it's part of the spare tire. It's the next piece that goes up, you know, the next body panel, but they both mount to this mount. One mounts to the back side, one mounts to the front side.
I don't even know what this corner is. I'm not sure.
It's not good.
How do we get that?
The more the day went on, and the more we cut pieces out, Dad was
What is
just getting
going
more
on?
and more worried. He doesn't want the car to move. The body panels, when you start cutting pieces away from the body, it gives more room for that body to move, and then it's going to make the car so much harder, if even possible, to put back together.
We've got to clean the face of that off quite a bit before we can get this to sit nicely on it before we install it, but we haven't even got started on the driver's side. But the driver's side still has a heater channel in it, so that makes things a little more confusing.
I jumped in there, removed the driver's side firewall chunks, and cleaned up all around the edges. I removed a section of heater channel to allow us more room to slide in the new firewall. That way we can just hopefully do it easier.
Alright, I almost got the firewall edges cleaned up, that side and that side. Just a little bit more grinding to do, and then we might be able to slide the new firewall up. But before we do that, we're going to cut this patch out and fix it, because after we put the firewall on, it's going to be a nightmare to access that spot. So yeah, and we found some hay and stuff up here. I think we had another creature friend. I don't want to say almost done.
No such thing.
Yeah, I've got a little bit on the inside of the wheel well. Figure out what the fridge I'm doing with that.
Here. See if it'll even slide in.
Slide. Slide.
From below.
Holy fuck, it's way out to lunch. No, it can't go from below. It's gotta go.
Can. It has to go from below.
Well, holy French fry. That's gotta come off up to like here. Holy French fry, Elvis.
Has to go from below. Has to.
It's not even close from below. It's a inch out, because it pinches at the bottom. And you can tell that just by looking at this. It's wide at the top, small at the bottom. How do you get the wider part in where the bottom goes? It would have to slide in, say, from up here. Which doesn't make sense either.
Well, you wanted to put it in, so here we are. Figure it out.
As of this point, I'm not quite sure, because
That don't fit.
it might fit if I could get, no.
Which side do we have to cut? We gotta cut one. Slide it in.
Oh, you just want to cut the whole wheel well. I like your style. This one, because this whole patch is coming out.
Toasty oasties.
Are all of our batteries toast? Like, we need to charge party?
Yeah.
Well, the DeWalt's are fast charged, the Milwaukee's are a nut. We're chopping one side there, Billy Ray.
We were trying not to remove a lot of the wheel wells, but unfortunately there is no other way to get this firewall in correctly and to sit properly. You can't slide it in from the front, the bottom, it has to be from the side.
Getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, well, I guess the deal isn't always a good deal.
Well,
It wasn't really that good.
Well,
the old soundproofing held it all in good.
yeah.
'Cause-
Make it the way you really should have it. It's not, you know, your average guy is going to do that.
No.
Well, I think
Like me, I wouldn't be into that.
Well, I'll send you pictures, and then you look at them, and then you can drink.
Yeah.
You can drink for us,
Yeah.
because it's rough.
Yeah. That's too bad. It's too bad in one way, but it's good to see you guys are working together.
yeah, it's only taken around 2 hours.
Everything for Michael is 2 hours. It'll take 2 hours. That's it. 2 hours.
2 hours tonight. 2 hours tomorrow night.
2 hours next week. Heater channels, new floor, new heater channels, new firewall, new back wings underneath the seat.
Yeah.
So the whole bottom of the car is going to be replaced. We got half the wheel wells cut out in the front,
Jesus.
and we still got a couple more yet.
It's almost like you should have bought a donor vehicle to put with the new parts you had.
We've already talked about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we're into her now for maybe a sheet and a half, a 22 gauge.
Yeah, a 4x8 sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feels like we chopped apart half the car by now.
What?
I'm talking to the camera. Sorry. Feels like we've chopped apart half the car by now. It's we've chopped apart a lot more than we wanted to do. A lot more in the wheel wells to slide that new firewall in, because of course it just does not want to fit. So at the end of the day here, we're going to make the firewall work because we have to, even though it's not really the correct one. So it is, but it's not. I'll explain it when I sit down and everything's not on. It's gonna keep going. We're just cleaning up. We're just cleaning up around the firewall right now so that we can actually slide the firewall in place, tack it in. So not that great of a day so far. We've cut apart a lot more of the car than we wanted. Dad's very concerned that when we put this firewall back up in place, that it's not actually gonna fit the tunnel now and fit the pan. So yeah, we had to basically take notches out of the wheel wells in order for that new firewall to fit, because the way the wheel wells are arched, nothing wants to allow that firewall to drop back into place. You would honestly think to yourself, you know, you're cutting out a rectangle, you should be able to put in another rectangle, but the way it's designed, it doesn't work like that. So we've got it mocked up kind of where we think it's supposed to be, but it's still got to lean inwards because it's leaning. And how many hours deep are we? I know I said 2 hours, but 6 hours in?
Nope, 7 hours.
7 hours in. And we still haven't touched that heater channel. Haven't touched it. But we're getting closer to putting the firewall in, so that's positive. But we just got called in for dinner. It's dinner time. Yeah. This has gone way deeper than I wanted it to go. Yeah. So we've got the firewall mocked up. The firewall is in place right now, but it still needs to move back a little bit. Not an easy task. Looks fairly simple, just like everything. Not a very easy task, I will say that. So we haven't even got to touch this heater channel yet. Right here. And we've taken a lot out of this wheel well and a lot out of that wheel well, so we can get that firewall in. Yeah. At least we're getting rid of all the rot, and we'll have nice patch jobs moving forward because we're cutting out all these garbage patches. So next for me, I'm going to empty the spare tire holder so that I can cut out this rot spot behind the new firewall. We've got a big hole right up in there, but essentially we need to repair that before the firewall goes into place. So we've got to get the firewall to fit properly and then do that patch and then tack the firewall in. Then we're going to lift the body back up, and we're going to lift the body back up. We're going to try and slide the pan under and see how close it's going to be, because Dad's concerned. So yeah, a lot more than pans and heater channels. Now we're into a bunch of body stuff, patches everywhere, and I got a glass door at the entry to the house, and they're just standing there watching me. yeah, not really the most fun situation, but I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, we're getting rid of all the rot, and the car will be good for a long time moving forward. So yeah, is what it is. Barbecue sauce on everything. And then back to work. Alright, sitting on all this stuff.
I'm saving majority of the big chunks that are cut off this car so that I can have one big pile at the end to like reveal how much was removed from this car, because it's getting to be quite phenomenal.
Yep. Now that's got to oh my god.
She's a race car. Weight reduction.
It is weight reduction. Right?
That's a lot of.
Okay.
So I can take a tape measure, and then you're gonna take that
What's that?
piece of metal.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you.
Yeah, we gotta cut
Size?
that. We gotta cut that out.
I'm gonna give you a size, and then another size.
I gotta turn the air back on if you're gonna. Dad's taking it hard on this one. He's missing quite a bit of hair from the grinder. Yeah, it's not good. It's really just not. You're missing some in here, for sure. And he just smashed his shin off the firewall, and not to mention he smashed his head. How many times?
At least 20.
No, there's a couple dozen for sure. Yeah, that cage is just beating him up. But to be fair, it did me too, just not as long. He occupies too much room in there. Can't. I gotta stay on the outside when he's inside. Okay. So we're gonna start by, I guess, repairing that patch inside the spare tire here. There's a bit of a bad spot there, so we're gonna cut it out and then weld the patch in.
As I said before, I'm pretty well equipped in my little shop, but not when it comes to body work. But we can make it work with the tools we have. So here you cut out all the rotted spots around the rust to prepare for the new chunk of metal to get welded in place.
No, I mean just the whole car right now. We've got chunks out of the wheel wells, we've got the firewall apart, and then we've got this, what, 10 by 6 hole in the spare tire holder. And it's like a sandwich. Gotta fix that before we can put the firewall on, before we can fix the wheel wells, before we can do the heater channels.
Yeah.
Then yeah. That's fun. Staying positive. Having fun, Dad?
Oh yeah, just dicky.
Tons of fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah. This is bad.
It's way worse than we thought, and
It's way worse than Guy thought.
yeah, I think Guy's laughing at us, the previous owner.
Yeah.
But
No doubt.
hey, at least it'll be fixed right. We're definitely not leaving anything behind.
It'll be fixed. I don't know.
We don't have all those fancy sheet metal tools, but vice grips, a hammer, grinder. You can make it work. You just got to be a little bit picky about it. Yep. Okay. I can't see it. Oh.
Can we go the top side on the other side?
Yep.
Try it.
Ready?
Yep.
One more.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that one didn't stick. Okay. Yep. Yep. Looking pretty not bad.
Gotta knock this out here.
Yeah, I'll go around and punch it out a little bit more, and then I can finish welding from my side, and then what, I'll come around
Yeah.
and do a bunch on this side.
Yeah, I think we'll put a piece in here.
Yeah, figure out what we're gonna do with the top. And that deals with that spot really nice. Like, it's gonna look a lot nicer.
Well,
It'll be back to looking, yeah, and solid. Oh yeah, that's what we want. Actually, we want a firewall. Just trying to get that patch all sealed up nice and welded in there solid, so we don't have too many. We don't really want any holes. We want that to be like a factory piece. So I'm going to continue welding from the front, just trying to get any little holes covered, and then we can grind it down, make it nice. What?
so these are what you want. Flat. So then you can tag.
Why do they raise like that?
I think because you're rushing it.
Too quick and I pull away.
Yeah. Because you get them pretty good some spots. It's pretty good.
That's based on position, I swear. It's like, am I comfy or do I pull away from it?
Well, that's the problem. So see, you missed all of this.
Yep.
This.
Now I can see that. Yep.
That.
This helmet. Then the light. I'm casting a shadow on myself. What the?
As you can tell, my dad's not very new to this stuff. He's done it for quite a while. I, on the other hand, am still learning. But I'm hoping by the end of this project, I'll be a lot better at bodywork. So unfortunately, the more we tear this car apart, the more problems we are finding. Nothing's really a simple task. We went to do the pans, found out the heater channels needed to be done. Now we do the heater channels and we find out the firewall needs to be replaced. We remove the firewall and we found a big strip underneath the hood that I will show you guys in the next video. And we found a patch on the spare tire that needs to be replaced, so we have to do those in order to get that firewall on, and then we can get the heater channels back in place. So it's just slowly becoming a snowball of a mess, but what can you do, right? Just keep moving forward with your head down and get it done, because at the end of the day here, I'm having fun. I enjoy the time I'm spending with my father. I'm learning a lot, and I do love these cars. So it is what it is. Yeah. I guess this will be a two-part series. Hopefully, in the next part, we can actually put the heater channels back in place and start getting this car back. You know, because every time we take something apart, it just becomes, oh, we need to do this as well. So hopefully next video we can just continue to move forward instead of have backward steps. But we will see. This car has been full of surprises. Don't forget, guys, you can win this car. All you have to do is go subscribe to the channel. It's free. It's super easy to do. All you got to do is click that little red button, subscribe, and there's going to be videos on this car every week, if not multiple videos on the car every week. Just depends how much time I can afford to spend on it. So yeah, go hit subscribe, get entered to win. And we just extended this this little contest, let's say, because if we hit 10K subscribers by the time the car is done, then I'm going to be giving the car away to a subscriber. So
If we added a couple weeks onto this project by finding all this rust and stuff, then it gives you guys more time to hopefully go press that red button. So I will see you in the next one.